This freaking show is brought to you weekly by our friends at Fire Pit Bar and Grill of Peatone, Illinois. If you're looking for a down-home country-style restaurant with great food, cold beer, live music, and a friendly environment, then hit up Fire Pit Bar and Grill. You can find them on Facebook at facebook.com/firepitbar or on their website at firepitbar.com.
And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to another episode of This Freakin' Show, the weekly podcast with a little bit of something and a whole lot of nothing. I am your host, Travesty, and with me, as always,
Awkward Colin.
And Geek Cast Joe.
Joey.
Yes.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing magnificently.
Oh, yeah? I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. Colin.
Yes.
Are you doing all right?
I'm doing phenomenal.
Perfect. That's good to hear. I'm happy to hear that.
What about yourself, sir?
I'm doing fabulous. Look, high roads and low roads. This weekend was kind of crazy. Not a whole lot. Some situations were good, some situations were bad. Other than that, it's going pretty well. I'll tell you guys about that later. I'm not going to dwindle on it now because I don't want to say anything that may potentially ruin my future with somebody. Anyways, we are at episode 37 of This Freaking Show, which is amazing. And another thing that's amazing that I want to ask Joe about. Like we mentioned before, Joey, you're going to partake into an adventure in your career and your life of traveling out east to further your education. From what I understand, you and the missus took a trip this past weekend. You want to talk to us about that for a little bit?
We did. We took a road trip out to the church that I'm going to be working in, and we met a whole bunch of people and had some phenomenal tapioca pudding, if I may say so myself. And yeah, it was overall a very good time. I'm really, really excited to see what next year looks like.
Cool. Now, did they give you an idea of where you're staying at, or is that still kind of up in the air?
Yeah, we actually even got to we kind of popped in after church to the place we're staying at, and the folks there, even though they were kind of caught unawares, they happened to have the key to the place ready to go and showed us around what our apartment will look like, and
Oh, that's good.
yeah, it's great. It's nice to be able to finally picture the place that we're going to be living.
Now, is it going to be furnished?
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, hopefully all we'll have to do is basically bring dishes, clothes, and books.
Okay, good.
So, yeah, I'm pumped. I have my own office. It's crazy.
Sweet.
Really?
With 2 big old bookshelves, so I can bring all of my books if I want to.
Now, see, maybe obviously it's just me. But when I imagine, like, when you're talking about how you're going out to Connecticut to work with this church and everything, I don't know why, but for some reason I imagined that your living quarters was like some kind of cabin with like an old iron key.
You know what's weird is how close you are to being exactly right.
God, that's...
We're living the place that we're living at is an old farm that has like 3 different buildings on it, and what they've done is they've converted the loft area above their garage into an apartment, and it's like set back into some woods, and it's like heated with 2 gigantic propane tanks. And in every way, shape, or form, once you're actually on the property, it looks like a little cabin in the woods.
Really?
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're able to get out there and kind of see, what your future holds. And I'm also glad that it turned into a positive thing. It wasn't like you got out there like, uh-oh, what I get myself into.
Yeah, no kidding.
And you drove out there, correct?
We did. Yeah, about it's about 2 hours to the wife's family's house, and then it's about 12 hours from their house to where we're staying.
Okay.
Um,
Bet that was a nice drive.
oh, it was beautiful.
Good.
It was beautiful. I've been out east maybe twice, and it was long enough ago that I'd forgotten how beautiful the country is out there.
Yeah.
And on top of that, like, growing up in the Midwest, we have forests, but you have to like drive to them
Mhm.
because everything's used for farmland. Out there, everything's there's just towns in the middle of forests and on top of mountains, and it's just like, oh, holy crap! This is like we have forests that people live in here in this country, and you start thinking about like, on the map, all of those states out east look very small, but it still took us just the tiny little jog from Pennsylvania to Connecticut is over 200 miles.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
like it's an unbelievable amount of space. And you can just sort of I had never really thought before. I actually was talking to Maddie about this. I'd never thought before how many different ecosystems and like types of weather patterns and stuff exist in the United States until we were traveling this weekend. So it's crazy, and it's really cool, and I'm kind of nerding out about it pretty hardcore.
Now, now that you made that drive and everything, you kind of get an idea what traveling is like. Do you see yourself when you come in visits to take that drive again, or would you look at maybe flying?
Um, I think it depends on how much time I have off to visit. Because I don't think I could do the full 15 hours in one
Hmm.
day. That would be way too much. And if I only had a couple of days off, that would be like a day of driving, a day of recovering, a day of hanging out, and then somehow I'm now late to get back. So I'd probably fly if I were coming in for a visit.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, hopefully, at some point, me and Awkward Colin will make a trip out to visit you.
That would be
You should.
awesome.
Yeah, it'll be something different. It'll be new and exciting.
Yeah, out to Connecticut.
Yeah, they've got great food. The pricing is it's almost the same as being in Chicago. So
So
no real
expensive.
difference there. Yeah.
Oh, I got you. Um,
Yeah. You know what you can't do there? On Tuesdays, you can't get a burger and a beer for $6.99 at the Fire Pit
Well,
Bar and Grill.
that's true.
So
oh God, how you gonna be okay? You gonna be okay with that?
yeah, I'll be all right. I'll live.
Right.
It'll be hard. It'll be really difficult, but I think I can manage.
Yeah. That's it's actually exciting because they actually have some live music coming there this weekend.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah. I'm hoping to make it out there. I got some work to do and everything over the weekend as far as my real job. So I mean, hopefully I get a break from that. Go up there and check that out. Um, maybe grab one of those delicious burgers and those cold beers that they have there, which you,
They
which
are
you
good.
get every Monday and Wednesday for $6.99.
Oh, it's Mondays and
Mondays and
Wednesdays.
Wednesdays.
Damn it! I
Not
thought it was
Tuesdays.
Tuesdays.
Oh.
It's okay because you know what? You can get it on Monday or Wednesday. This just means when you show up on Tuesday, you grab anything else they have on the menu, like their delicious briskets. I believe they got those
They're mini
mini
cheeseburgers.
cheeseburgers, their pit nachos.
Mm.
Oh.
A lot of good options when you accidentally show up on Tuesday. Which, by you can still get a burger and a beer. It just won't be the $6.99 special you get like on Monday and Wednesdays.
Yep.
So exciting show for us tonight. We're going to be interviewing a couple people from a web series called You Again. So I'm really excited because this is actually going to be the first interview we do. No, actually, no, I got to take that back. Um, I was going to say it's going to be the first interview we do with multiple people, but we actually interviewed Entropy and FN Epic, and that was more than one person. So this is going to be our first web series interview because I'm going to count Zombie with a Shotgun as a movie interview. So this is going to be our first web series show interview. Before we get into that, because they'll be coming on here shortly, we got to do a week freak, and I know it's going to be super easy because we all have the same week freak going on this week. Colin, I think out of everyone, you are probably the most excited. So why don't you tell everyone what our week freak is this week?
Um, um, Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
We all three of us are playing this, and I'm sure everybody knows now what Pokemon Go is,
Uh,
since it
Oh, you
is
think?
has skyrocketed to success.
Oh yeah. The one thing I love the most about this, and it may be weird to say, like it's not even the game itself, it's how everything is coming out about like all these like major highway accidents and people getting mugged and shit from all this Pokemon stuff. I think
Yeah, that's
I saw
crazy.
one article that talked about how like major accident on highway occurs due to drivers stopping to catch rare Pikachu. It's like
See, now that was actually a fake article.
I know, well, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm saying, like it's just all this like crap that comes out.
Oh
there's
yeah,
a meme like with somebody pointing a gun at a Squirtle.
yeah.
It's amazing how and granted, like because this has been out since what July 1st count I think you said got released.
Yes, it
Yeah.
got
So
released.
within 11 days, this thing blew up, and people are either going like one way with it, being positive and excited about it, another way where they're excited about it and try to find the weird, goofy situations it could possess, and then of course you got all the other naysayers who degrade it, downplay it, and say it's dumb, stupid, waste of time, or completely worthless overall. And for those people,
Hmm.
don't listen to my show.
Go, go, go fuck
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah. Just listen. Go listen to something else. Tune on Succotash. Anything else that you want to do with your life other than enjoy the fact that Pokemon is back in our lives, and not only is it back in our lives, it's helping people getting out there and get more active.
That's true. I've gone outside quite a bit now since
Yeah.
then.
Yeah. What was it? I saw one that was Michelle Obama has spent 8 years trying to get people to go outside. Nintendo got him to do it in 24 hours.
Yeah.
That's kind of true.
Yeah, and
Yep.
it's amazing. It's fun because granted, like I want to say about a month ago, I wanted to go and buy like an old Game Boy to play like the old like Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Red, and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I guess when I found it, it was really expensive, or it was like hard just to find in general. So this
Hmm.
gives me that without having to go out and spend that money. Now, granted, it is a little bit different. I would like to actually battle the Pokemon before I catch them.
Yeah, that would be
But maybe
nice.
that's something we're gonna do later in the future. I don't know. But for now, the thing that bugs me is like when you're sitting there, you're playing the game, and you have like a high level like Pokemon, and you throw a ball, and he breaks free and runs away like a bitch. I mean, I'm not a fan of that. I do not believe that you
Yep.
should be doing
It
that.
does suck.
But hey, it's part of the game. Totally get it. Totally understandable.
Well, you scared it. Duh.
Well, you know what? It should just accept what I have done here. You know?
He did try to shove it into a tiny little
Yeah.
ball, and
Hey guys, I just want to give you some great news. I just leveled up to level 11.
that's great. I'm really excited about that.
It only took me restarting the game and using an incense.
Nice.
Truly committing to
Like,
the moment.
I couldn't even
I don't
get
know
a
if you guys
Rattata
saw.
earlier.
Um, our friend uh, Kate, who is studying to be an occupational therapist, uh, posted an article by BuzzFeed saying that it's helping people with mental health issues feel better. Pokemon Go.
Really?
Well, why wouldn't it?
Yeah. So I'm assuming it has a lot to do with people actually going out and doing things outside in the sun, and
Yeah.
you know, and actually that's the other cool thing I've noticed is a lot of people are socializing with other people in a way that they don't normally do because everyone's like, "Hey, where are the Pokemons at?"
Yeah. Or
So
where's
I
the
don't know.
gyms? I'm gonna take
Right.
down your gym.
Mm-hmm.
So
God, the gyms
and
around me are hopeless. There's
and
no way
like
I'll ever be able to do that.
and like it really. I mean, if you guys don't believe us that it actually makes you go out and get active or anything, there's these things called Pokestops, and then the gyms. And for an example, right now I'm sitting in the house, and I can see two Pokestops from where I am. I can't get them because I'm too far away. You literally have to be within, I'd say, 50 feet of the thing.
Oh, probably even closer than that.
Probably even closer than that.
Yeah.
So it literally, you have to go out and actually get by the things. So it's
Yeah,
just
it's crazy.
normal.
Well, and that's the best way to get like free Pokeballs and
Oh
stuff.
yeah, I got the eggs from there, the raspberries, um, what Pokemon balls. There's so much that you can get from these things, and I recommend going out and getting them because free is free. You don't got to worry about spending the money on Pokeballs. When all you gotta do is take a quick trip down the street, you know, and get them yourself.
Right.
Um,
Definitely.
yeah. So Pokemon Go, it's amazing. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun. It'll get you out active and more outgoing. You can do what I do and drive around in your vehicle for a little bit just to hit the other neighborhoods. I do that with Cooper a lot, so it's a lot of fun.
If you're going to do that, and even if you're not driving around, still be safe
Oh
and
yeah,
be aware of your
yeah. When,
surroundings,
when when I
please.
do it while driving, I am literally like 5 miles an hour through like partially built like neighborhoods and shit like that. Like I'm not storming through populated areas going 45 miles an hour. Literally, I am creeping through like somebody's questioning my being there kind of driving.
Yeah.
Um, Stop signs is also fun too. But beyond that, obviously, yeah, be safe driving. Let's plug a podcast and get our guests on. So,
Sounds good.
okay, so we plugged this podcast a while back, and I'm not gonna lie, I fucked up the name. Um, and not only did I fuck up the name once, I fucked it up several times. So I know what it is. I know how to pronounce it. I know how to describe it. So check out Classy Little Podcast.
Hey, welcome to the Classy Little Podcast promo,
We're your hosts. I'm Emily.
and I'm James.
What wine are we drinking this week?
It's just a promo, so I thought we didn't have to drink a bottle of wine.
Well, let's open a bottle just in case.
Okay. Did you bring a cheese to accompany it too?
What cheese pairs well with a promo? Provolone? Parmesan? Pro mozzarella?
Oh, goodness. Well, as you might have guessed, every week we have wine and cheese on our show.
And we pick a different topic for each episode. We find out interesting and quirky aspects of it, including the history, the etiquette.
The controversies and injustices surrounding them.
Okay, we know, James. Everything is terrible. How would you describe it?
It's fun and informative, but not too informative or didactic.
Yeah, but we don't use words like didactic.
No, never. Anyway, you can find us at classylittlepodcast.com.
Or on your podcatcher of choice every Wine Wednesday.
Cheers!
Cheers!
So yes, like I said this time, check out Classy Little Podcast. They are very classy and they're very fancy. See that?
Indeed, I did.
Very good. Very
Like
good.
There's gonna be a slight delay with our guest, which is totally fine because they're getting everything together to come back on, which is perfect. We will wait for them. But in the meantime, quick announcement, fun fact. I've mentioned it on Twitter using the hashtag freaking saying, by the way, which, by the way, anybody could use this hashtag to get in contact with us. I recommend using it because it's a good hashtag. Anyways, like I announced on Facebook Twitter, but also from a previous episode I had with GCR, Geek Cast Joe, cousin to Joseph and myself, host of Geek Cast Live, and what's the other one? Movie Podcast Weekly.
Yes.
Me and GCR made a bet stating that where the White Sox would stand come the All-Star break. And what the agreement was is if the White Sox fell below 500 by the time the All-Star break happened, I would have to do 3 consecutive shots of Malort. In turn, if they were above 500, GCR would have to take said 3 shots of Malort. Well, I'm here to tell everybody that even though I say I'm always right, I'm hardly ever wrong. That is the case here as well, because they are.
Oh no.
Yep, they are above 500. The White Sox, granted, yes, it's very slim. Like they're like a game or 2 games above 500. So literally, it came down to the last 3 games from last week. But they won. They stayed above 500 before the All-Star break, which means GCR gets to enjoy those 3 shots of Malort. Now, I'm going to talk with Rye, try to get this figured out. I want him to do it, but I want to videotape it because I think I would like to upload it on Awkward Colin's YouTube channel.
I don't have anything on my channel.
I know, so this would be like the inaugural video upload of Awkward Colin's YouTube channel.
That's something I. Yeah.
I mean, it's
the word Rye is looking for is ufda.
I feel bad because I've mentioned it twice and he has not responded. Like he knows. He knows that he lost. I know he knows.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that Ryan, being the man he is going to honor the bet, and will do the 3 shots of Malort. Now, here's the thing. Joe, I remember you said earlier that you'd be willing to take one of the shots with the loser.
I would.
I'm going to have to say you cannot do that. You could take you could take one with along with, but you cannot take one of the 3 that have to be taken.
Oh no, I wasn't. I was going to do it along with. I
perfect.
wasn't going to.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So a total of 4 shots of Malort. I think we're going to need to buy another bottle.
So, we got to figure it out. We need to get GCR on video to do the 3 shots of Malort. And I would want to get that published up on YouTube so we could enjoy the world can enjoy what the victory that Travesty has. So, but yeah, like I said before, I made a bet. I was right. I won. I'm gonna enjoy that because even though I'm right a lot, I don't win a lot. So a victory is a victory in my end.
Nice.
So yeah, GCR, it was a pleasure to have this wager with you, and I look forward to watching you take your 3 shots of Malort.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't follow baseball, so when you started that statement, I thought it was going a different direction.
Same here.
You thought I lost?
Oh, I thought you lost.
No, I did not. No, I did not. If you follow the hashtag freaking sane on Twitter, you would know that.
That's true.
Which I guess also speaking of Twitter and I guess it kind of goes without saying because obviously this show is going to be released on Thursday. Oh, that reminds me of another announcement after this announcement. Tomorrow, Tuesday, July 12th, me and Geek Cast Joe are going to be guests on another podcast.
That's true.
Yeah.
So it will be 2 days
2 days ago.
before this podcast.
Yeah. So if you're listening to this podcast on Thursday, 2 days ago, me and Joe were host on another podcast. We're guest on another podcast.
We're a trivia geek.
Trivia Geek, yeah.
Trivia geek.
Yeah, which which Trivia Geek, for those who don't know, Trivia Geek was the podcast that aided in the autism marathon that we were a part of a few months back. They reached out to us and asked us if we'd like to be guests on their show again, and of course we said yes because we love interacting with people. We love getting to know people, which is why I encourage you to invite us on your shows. I mean, granted, yes, we will not boost your ratings, but I'm pretty sure we won't make them worse.
I think that's fair.
And if it's safe to say, they're actually going to get to listen to the podcast that we were on next week due to scheduling issues. Correct?
Yeah, that's true. Like Colin just said, when we started out, we said that we're going to do this show weekly, and so far we have. But next week, Colin's going to be in Alabama. I got some work I got to take care of, and I'm knowing Joey, who's always busy, is going to have something to do next week too that he would like to get done as well.
I will.
So we are going to take a break, which it isn't that bad. I mean, the first time in 38 weeks. So almost 9 months we are taking a break, which granted is not it's not a major break. It's literally 1 week, and we'll be back. So next week you're going to listen to the recording of our segment in the marathon that we were a part of. So that
So if you want to think of it, it's like we're not even gone because you'll still get our awesome voices to listen to.
yeah, and technically
And no matter when you listen, they're coming from the past. It's just
Yes.
this will be from the further past.
exactly, and technically we did this podcast the same week we did another podcast as well, so we kind of doubled up that week.
Yeah.
That's true.
So,
I
so
think we're justified.
yeah, I think we owed it. And Greg, yeah, there was that 1 week that the conspiracy theory podcast fell through, and there really is no podcast for that week, but we did it, and it counts.
Yeah.
It's
the government.
yeah.
They're trying to sabotage us.
Yeah.
Indubitably.
Yeah. So next week we will not be on, but we will still have a show for you, and we're gonna have a little pre recorded thing, so you know that we were there, and the president at some point, but then we're just gonna hop back in time, like McFly in the DeLorean, if you will. Which, by the way, all three of the Back to the Futures are on Netflix.
Nice.
So
That's amazing.
I would watch them, but I'm so hooked on Orange is the New Black right now. It's ridiculous.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm at season 3, season finale right now, so hopefully I get that through Wednesday. And I got phones and shit for next week, so it's not like I got any other things to do anyways. But yeah, so we're gonna take next week off, and then after next week it's going to be back to back to back to back to back guests and everything from now and probably to the end of August.
Nice.
Yeah, which I'm super excited about. We're going to try to get Clint back on. Probably to do another show like we did last time with him. Which, by the way, congratulations to Colin.
Woo!
That's
me.
Your Disney movie, Aladdin, the Stolen Son,
Yes.
won the votes. I believe it was 55%.
Damn.
And I believe
Thanks to all of our amazing guests who love my story.
all the amazing guests.
Yes, all of our amazing
Guests.
listeners. Hey, you know what? It could be our guest too.
It could be.
Mm-hmm.
I voted for you. I won't lie.
So, you know what? Thank you. I'll keep up the good work on next time and try to bring a second one in.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
I was just kidding, Colin. I put the poll together. I couldn't vote for you, but I would have.
okay. Well,
I voted for Feast of Souls.
Yeah. See, and that's the thing, Colin. Like, you got all those votes on your own. I had nothing to do with it.
yeah.
Yep.
I had nothing to do with it. And not only that, Joey voted against you, and you still won.
Exactly.
So,
So, like I said, thank you to all of our fans who preferred my story the best. And I mean, obviously, the people that did not and voted for the others, they have their reasons, and I'm cool with that. So maybe I'll try and win your guys' hearts next time. So.
yeah. So we'll get Clint back on again. We'll do something like that, but maybe we'll do something other than Disney. Maybe we'll do something else. We'll work on that. We're gonna get the host from Fifth Cast on in August as well. So another podcaster, we're gonna have him come on. I don't know what we're gonna do yet, but I'm gonna assume it's gonna be something something fun. I'm hoping at least. I don't know. I got a feeling that we're gonna get him on, and he's gonna be like, "Fuck this," and leave. Nah, I'm sure it'll be a good time. I just haven't got all that worked out yet. Leslie Tom should be on. I can't remember what day she's supposed to be on though. I know I have a calendar. See, that's the thing.
I thought it was this month.
It might be this month. I see I have a calendar for things and I don't use it.
You should keep it above your computer.
Here it is. July 25th, Leslie Tom. So next week when we take our time off, the following week we'll have Leslie Tom on. August 8th is when we'll have Fifth Cast back on. August 1st, we're hoping to get Kyle Lester on, the guy from Zombie with a Shotgun, who I don't know what it is.
We just can't connect.
I don't know if it's a conspiracy thing all over again or what, but it's just What the Hunger Games say? Um,
The odds are never in our
there we
favor.
go. There we go.
The odds forever in your favor.
Yeah, but this time they're never in our favor when it comes to Sir Kyle here. So hopefully that works out. He get him back on. Then we'll get Clint back on again sometime in August as well, and we'll just keep going from there. I do want to work, Joey. I do want to work with Geek Cast Live and do that freaking Geekin show.
Yes.
So
That would be a lot of fun.
we need to get together. We need to figure that out. Luckily, we have you as a fine middleman to get through to each side to kind of get the whole planning out. I know Ryan mentioned something about a takeover show. I
Yeah.
thought it was more of a collaboration show, but you know what? I'm open to ideas. I'm open to us flip flopping and everything. Because really, in all honesty, there is no difference between our shows because they're both really freaking awesome,
That is true.
right? I mean, we got a bunch of dudes talking to another bunch of dudes,
About things and stuff.
things and stuff. Yeah, it's just the only difference is one is freaking, one is geek.
Yep.
So, I think I made all the announcements and everything.
Yeah, that sounds like it.
Yeah, fuck yeah. So we now have our guest joining us for our show tonight. So if you would, you guys like to introduce yourselves and kind of tell everyone who you are?
Yeah, sure. This is Andrea Peterson and Zach Reynolds from the You Again web series. Obviously, I'm Andrea, and
I'm Zach.
and we are the show creators / lead actors in this comedy about a geek, a hot mess, and their goldfish named Duck.
Awesome. So
I love the goldfish named Duck, by the way.
Yes.
Well, there's a fun story to that. Duck, we've actually had a couple goldfish, and this is, but PETA, please don't hate us. But we've gone through Duck, Goose, Steve Buscemi, and now we have Schmirf. It's hard. It's hard to keep a goldfish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Schmear.
Well, no. The actual name is Spiermf.
Oh my gosh, you're correcting that one.
Well, we stopped from getting really like I started just doing the way I name my video game characters.
Gotcha.
Like, 'cause I really don't put too much effort in my video game names. It's usually just like Splurp or something like that. And so I did. We named the third goldfish
one.
Steve Buscemi.
Just so we could put in the credits, Steve Buscemi played Duck the goldfish.
Yeah.
Nice.
Excellent.
Steve Buscemi looks like a goldfish.
Yeah, that's how it works.
I'd go anglerfish, but
Ooh, angler. Have you seen the YouTube videos about like the anglerfish? And oh, you guys should go look that up. I have no more of that story.
Facts about the.
Yes, the true facts about the anglerfish.
I don't know if I've seen that one, but I've seen like the koala and the tapir.
I haven't
Which
seen
is how
that.
he
I have
says.
seen none of these videos.
Oh, if you get a chance, true facts about the tapir is treasure.
Is treasure? What's that mean?
It's so good. It's so good.
Okay, we're gonna put that on our to-do list to watch after the podcast because right now the important thing is hanging out with you guys.
And that we actually got here.
And we got here and we have a mic and you can hear us.
yeah. Well, I'm glad you guys were able to make it on. The one thing I love about doing with these podcasts, is getting out and meeting new people, creative people, and could you kind of just give me an idea of where the idea for You Again came from?
Yeah, so Andrea and I, we've worked a lot together in the past, and we went on this slew of gigs where we were doing very dramatic roles.
A lot of romantic, tragic crying.
Yeah, it was just it was a lot of think of your dead dog while poking yourself in the eye stuff on set.
And act.
Yeah, and so the recent one we did, we were on our way back from Monterey, California.
So
from a
we're
shoot.
based in Salt Lake, if that helps. Salt Lake, Utah.
Yeah, we're in Salt Lake City. Yeah, we're with the Marmons.
We're with the Mormons.
And,
Yay, Mormons and mountains.
And the mountains and the Marmons. And,
Anyway, so we're on a 12-hour trip from Monterey.
and we were just having conversations and we were with another mutual friend of ours, and we were having conversations and talking and telling jokes and just
bullshitting, basically.
bullshitting and laughing at our own. We were cracking ourselves up.
And so our mutual friend was like, "You guys are funny. This should be a web series." So
then
that's how the idea was sort of born.
So then 2 days after we get home, I get a script from Andrea.
Yeah, it was like, there's an idea, let's make it happen. And it was also because we wanted to laugh, and what you find out in the web series, like, the characters are loosely based on ourselves. Zach is really geeky, and I'm definitely a free spirit. But it's loosely based on us. But they're such odd characters, and a lot of our conversations were such quirky and fun that we started writing them down.
That's excellent.
Yeah. It turned out good.
It turned out
Yeah.
good. So we started writing, and literally 12 scripts later, we had a web series of more than just our two characters. Obviously, there's we like to consider it an ensemble cast. We have a lot of have you guys seen New Girl?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like New Girl or How I Met Your Mother mixed with like the geekiness of Big Bang Theory. So it's a definitely comedy ensemble.
Okay.
Multiple people comedy.
Multiple people comedy. There's more than one person making you laugh. It's not stand up.
It's like, yeah, a bunch of people get together and tell jokes.
And tell jokes, and hopefully you think they're funny.
Or you just rage in the comments and we don't read them because we're so self-conscious.
Yeah, or it's just a bunch of crickets chirping. We expect that.
Comment section is like the Moss Eisley Cantina. It's just a
seriously.
pile of scum and villainy.
My friend doesn't like you.
It's always fun because I feel like the comments are either "I love it, you're doing awesome," or like, "You know what? If I had done this is how I would have done it better." And you're like, "But you didn't do it."
That's better than things I usually see in comment sections. It's usually, kill yourself or something. So,
Well, we've only released episode 1, so there's still hope.
No, we have four. We have four like downs on episode 1.
Yes, people are already liked down. Here's the best part, and this is if the person who commented, this is by no means like insulting at all, but one of the first people to comment on our YouTube video made a comment at like they liked the shooting, they liked the editing, but they noticed one of our Easter eggs, which was Audra is wearing a Zelda shirt, and the person in the comment section wasn't happy because they're like, well, it seems like Audra doesn't know anything about it. What is it, a shirt from when she used to date Xander? And then like they went off on this like how they thought it was ridiculous and insulting, and we're like, no, actually you got it right. Yes, it's a t-shirt that she wore when she was dating Xander. Good job. It's like, I'm glad you wrote that in the comment section. You are correct.
astute, but slow your roll.
Yeah. Well done. You got the first Easter egg.
Oh, that's great. You know what, though? At least they noticed it. I didn't catch that, so...
Oh, you didn't.
No, I'm sorry. I did notice I caught the dragon egg in the background. I couldn't
nice.
take my eyes off of the TARDIS door.
TARDIS doors.
Everybody notices that for sure.
Yeah. So I don't know how much Andrea's told you guys about this podcast or anything like that, or this podcast, web series. But it's actually shot in my actual apartment. That set was not dressed in any way, shape, or form. That's how my apartment looks every day.
That is.
It saves us money and gives him more geekiness.
That might be the coolest
was
thing
on
we've ever done on this podcast, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, sweet! Hell yeah! Well, we
See, this is what always happens. Is like, okay, so I am only geekish, and I'm trying to get my geek card thanks to Zach. And so I wrote this web series, somehow got looped into writing a geeky web series, and Zach gets all the cool points.
Well, I own those prior to you, me meeting you, to be honest with you.
Whatever. I'll just sit in the corner, the uncool.
No, in Utah, I do improv at this theater called the Off-Broadway Theater, and we did this show called Doctor You, and it pretty much was Doctor Who the musical. and they were going to throw away all the TARDIS materials, and I was like, well, can I have the doors? And like, well, we'll sell them to you. And so I bought the entire TARDIS for $100.
That's awesome.
But I can't keep an entire TARDIS in my tiny 2-bedroom apartment, so I just put the doors up, and the others parts had to kind of go away.
Gotcha.
So.
So when in doubt, we will get credit for having TARDIS doors in the episode.
Yeah. Well, I kind of understand where you're coming from, like as far as like like what you're doing with the web series. It's kind of geeky, and Xander is the geeky one. But it's like with this podcast. When I started doing this podcast, I had this idea that we were going to talk about like sports, video games, pop culture, just like the broad spectrum of everything that's going on. As it turns out, all we talk about is Marvel, Pokemon, video games, and everything that I don't have a lot of knowledge about.
Well, shit. Then I won't be able to say much either.
It's like
We can talk about the hoopsie baskets if you want. The hoopsie ball.
but I mean, and that's the thing. It's like I don't quite mind it, and it's like I went to my first comic book convention a few months back in was it April, Colin?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just went to meet the cosplayers because I think dressing up and everything and doing that is probably the most amazing thing I've seen in a long, long time. So I'm trying to merge into that. I don't know if it's like a society or that culture or whatever it is. Culture. And Joe's actually he actually has a second podcast with some of his other friends called Geek Cast Live, which is all things geek. So
Joe's kind of a swinger then.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Joe, he's with me on Mondays and he's with the rest of the guys on Wednesdays. So,
You slut.
I know. I just can't stay away.
I'll let you
He's
through.
working on maybe getting into a third one as well.
I'm seriously considering it.
yeah,
So if you're gonna dress up for cosplay, what's are you going for like the mini leotard leather high heel superhero cosplay or like giant fuzzy animal cosplay?
Well, I'm a 6'2", roughly about 400-pound, bearded, rugged man. So I'm gonna go with Squirrel Girl.
As you should. You and Anna Kendrick. She said she wanted to play Squirrel Girl. Did you know that?
I had no
Yes.
idea. I just thought of the most adorable feminine superhero I could think of. So I went with Squirrel Girl.
Yeah, well, you're going to have to fight Anna Kendrick for that one. And she's adorable and cute.
You know what?
I think I'm gonna go as like ugly Thor or something like that.
Scrawny Thor as wannabe Thor.
Thor that can't pick up his own hammer. I get it.
Yeah. I'll be Thor. I'll be his brother Boar.
He tosses it in the grocery cart and just pushes it down the street.
Yeah.
Do you ever see those videos? I saw it on Facebook, but I'm assuming it's everywhere. Of where Thor and like Spider-Man had like some problems, so Thor would put his hammer like on like the toilet seat lid or in front of the door so it can't be open. Or Spider-Man's mask so he can't put it on and go fight crime, so he has to put the Batman mask on.
It's kind of like you ever visit the site Super Dickery?
You know what? I have once, just because someone asked me
Yeah.
to. But I was at work, so I couldn't really like get into it real quick.
So, like, if you haven't heard of Super Dickery, it takes those old, like, Golden Age Superman comic titles where Superman is in the context of doing something really dickish, like burning Jimmy Olsen's clothes with his, like, laser eyes, and then they re-edit the captions to him, like, being in the scenario. And these are all actual artwork from the Golden Age comics, and it's hysterical. SuperDickery.com, if you're bored.
If you're bored.
Yeah.
And your firewall lets you at work.
I'm not bored, but I'm there right now anyway.
So the podcast is that interesting to you? Hopefully our web series isn't like that either.
Well, Joey has that great skill of multitasking.
Oh, yeah?
I pretend like I have a great skill of multitasking.
Yeah. I had your head
And
like,
how successful are you multitasking? Like Starbucks barista multitasking or like bartender on a Friday night multitasking?
Hey, baristas have harder drinks to make.
I would agree.
They have to, like, use milk.
Unless you're like a mixologist.
Yeah. I'm not...
I'm like
Yeah.
a guy who can't juggle trying to juggle.
Okay, so yeah. So multitasking fail?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually pretty good at multitasking. I hate to admit it, and I'm going to encourage everyone not to do this, but I work for a company that requires me to have a work phone, and I like to keep my work and personal stuff separate, so I also have a personal phone as well. I'm able to drive down the highway with my knee while talking on my work phone and texting on my personal phone. So I'm able
And
to
playing
do that.
PokeGo.
Oh, that's Pokemon Go, actually, if you want
Oh,
to get
yeah.
that right. Just
Well, I can't.
PokeGo. Everything's Poke. We're going for a Poke Walk for PokeGo.
Yeah, I
Pikachu.
can't do that on the highway because I drive way too fast and I'm not within range of anything at any point in time anymore. It's nuts.
So,
But-
like, what can I ask? What do you do for a living?
I work for a company that's we're a contracting company that gets hired by petroleum refineries to measure out and test their products that they sell to other refineries. So I don't know if you ever look at like you're out west. Okay, you ever like drive down the road and you see like pipelines and stuff like that where all the crude oil goes through?
Yes.
yeah.
So our company gets hired by the owners of those pipelines to go out, pull samples off their pipeline of the crude oil, and test it to make sure the quality is right for the person purchasing it. So
Huh.
yeah,
So
but,
exciting.
yeah. Oh, so
I think it's cool.
Well, thank you. I mean, it is pretty cool, right?
It is.
Luckily,
That's
we don't-
science.
Exactly, but we don't deal a lot with the pipelines because we have an office out west down there. We have one in Colorado, South Dakota, and I think there's one in Nevada as well. But in the Midwest, we deal with a lot of barges and everything that run up and down the Mississippi River. So instead of the crude oil running through the pipelines out where you guys are, it runs on barges and stuff on the waterway, and that's what we deal with is that kind of stuff. I started doing that 4 years ago and actually got promoted up into the office. So now I sit behind the desk all day and I have other people do that work.
Aw.
Nice.
Yeah.
I put liquid into a container and people get drunk off of it.
Nice.
I make videos that people watch.
And people get drunk off of
And
it.
people get drunk off of it.
That's perfect. Colin makes his own videos too, so not many people want to watch them.
Yeah.
Aww.
Wait, what kind of videos are there?
Yeah.
A lot of squirrel videos.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you looked familiar.
Colin,
Well, if your squirrel ever needs a date, I know someone who wants to be a squirrel girl.
Okay. Sweet.
he's talking about me, Colin.
That's all right.
Joke's on you. They already live together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're already in the videos.
Oh yeah. I'm in the background. I'm the guy that's like shaking his head, wondering when's this scene gonna be over. I'm not gonna lie.
And people don't want to watch these.
No. No, they don't.
I'd sub to that. Let's be honest.
You know, if I was drunk or bored or it was like 3 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
I'd probably do it sober. Let's be honest, Andrea. I don't know.
This is true. Zach would do it sober at 10 a.m. on a Saturday.
10 a.m. on a Saturday. No, 10 p.m. on a Saturday where everybody else is having fun and I'll be looking up squirrel videos at the bar.
This is what I do.
Like there's so many times where like I've been sitting there YouTubing or I've been reading a book on a Saturday night in the bar and like I'll be there alone and like some girl will come up to me and they'll be like, "What are you doing reading or YouTubing on Saturday night?" And it's just like, it's fun. This video has squirrels in it. So, I don't know.
Yeah, so we are your one viewer and your second subscriber.
Yes. Perfect.
See,
Three if you
Colin,
count both of
Do I
us.
get a gold play button for that one?
I don't know how that
Yeah,
works.
you'll get a streamy for that one.
Ooh, yeah. Perfect.
There we go.
So
Great.
as a bartender, I do have a question for you.
Okay.
Okay, so I had this conversation with a friend of mine who also works with me today, and we were discussing like psychiatrists and therapists and stuff like that. About, in my opinion, I feel like it's like I think the best therapist or psychiatrist in the world would be the bartender at your local bar because they have all the answers. I mean, I've watched Cheers, I get it.
Or they give you all the bullshit answers that when you're drunk seem legit.
Exactly. So do you get those people that come in and like share their problems and you give them advice?
All the time. Where here I found out the trick. Whereas psychologists and therapists have to go to school for many years to get information out of people, I just give them a shot.
Though they get more money than bartenders.
Yeah, but I don't know. Mark Twain said it's the best way. Men look sexiest behind a bar or on the stage, and I do both. So there we go.
Yeah.
And
Well,
no,
yeah,
I get a. Go, you go first.
No, I was just gonna say
And there's
like,
dead
about,
air.
like about 5 years ago, I got laid off of my previous job before I started working here, and I spent a lot of time at a bar. Now, my mom has been a bartender inside our hometown where I currently live for about 20 years. It's what she did as a second job to support us and everything, being a single mom and everything. And she made a lot of friends, and one of the friends was this bartender that I always went and visit whenever I wanted to get a drink. So when I was laid off, she actually gave me the certificate to go to a bartending class at another town just up north from me. So I'm actually a certified bartender. I just done it like once in my entire life, but it was a lot of fun and I loved doing it.
It's a great job, man. It's a great way to make a living, and you meet a lot of fun people, and it's cool. Like I really enjoy what I do for a living, and I come home tired. Like I just came off of a 3-day bender, and I'm like exhausted as hell right now. But no, it's fun to.
Although he won't tell you that one of his shifts was wandering the streets playing Pokemon Go.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, who's not using their
Yeah.
shifts?
Yeah.
Funny story. Yesterday, actually, on my double, I worked a 13-hour shift yesterday, and I had a 30-minute lull, and I asked my bar back. I was like, because my bar back, we were slow for a second. I was like, hey, Brooke, can you watch the bar for like 15, 20 minutes? And she was like, yeah, totally. So I found out that there was a gym area set up. No, this is funny because it actually goes in tow with my job. There's a gym area set up behind my bar, and it's the liquor store that's right across the street. The liquor store is a gym in Park City.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing, and it's just like, so I strolled over across, claimed the gym, and walked back across, and then I did that about 3 more times that night because some a-hole kept showing back up and reclaiming it. I have a problem with video games, by the way, guys. I play a lot of them, so if I segue into video games somehow, or Andrea decides to segue us in there, that's going to happen a lot. So, yeah.
So if I can get back to the You Again web series real quick.
Yes, can we please get back to that? Because I have nothing to say about video games.
I was just looking at your.
So I was playing Zelda the other day.
He's not lying. He probably was.
And I'm playing through Wind Waker.
How many?
That was the one I was going to guess.
How many?
Oh, yeah? Really?
Wind
Wind Waker?
now?
How many what? Zelda guys?
How many Zelda
What?
games are there now? Isn't there like 50 of them?
Oh, there's so many of them.
There are a lot.
They're passive. Hey, we were going to talk about you again, and I just hijacked it again. Shit, sorry.
That does have a problem. You have a problem.
Totally fine.
It's all right. And we still love him.
Yeah, I was looking at the youagainwebseries.com, your website for your web series, and I noticed that you do have a donation section to where people could come and be patrons to the website.
Yes.
Now, when you're creating this show and everything, do you rely a lot on support from like fans and viewers and everything, or were you guys able to do this on your own starting out?
Yes, it's a mixture. A lot of the pre-production I put into it, and Zach helped with it as well. Trying to get it off the ground, a lot of the pre-advertising and marketing and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's a web series, so it's one of those things that like it's more of a passion project. But we wanted to really pay people, and like so what we're doing is trying to raise money for like people's time on set. So like we're not making profit on the web series. It's literally just like trying to remotely get as close as we can to industry standards, which isn't. But yeah, we raised about half of the budget that we needed through Indiegogo. And we have a Patreon site that people can like donate to us monthly, and then we're actually gonna do another crowdfunding in like a week or two to get some finishing costs going. So we do rely heavily on friends, family, audience members, the local community, and all you guys.
Perfect. So now, so again, like, I am new to this whole like social media, computer based like movies and shows and stuff. Now with web series such as you again, is it like like they go by seasons with how many episodes per season, or is it just a consistent run through, or is there a choice how you guys decide to do that?
As far as like the way we release it,
Yeah, is it like a season? Like season one's gonna have like 12 episodes. Season two will have 13, or is it just like here's episode one, here's episode two, as you see to release it? Or I mean, is there time frames for them or?
Yeah, so we decided to do 12 episodes for season 1. That just kind of was like more for like a writing arc. So we knew like how much time we had to like introduce characters and tell a story. And so they range from 5 to 10-minute episodes. And we are releasing them weekly now. But I mean, eventually, like most like online stuff, you can binge watch it back to back, and that's usually how it usually comes. But yeah, we just wanted to do it like that to kind of create that sort of TV sitcom style feel and to like get people excited to come back next week to watch another episode. But the first series, since web series are so much shorter than like TV shows, it's the first season is really just about introducing characters and the basic plot line.
Okay, I got you.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah,
I love
so
the
nothing too like scientific.
yeah. Speaking of you guys going for the sitcom feel, it cracked me up that I think it was like almost a minute. It felt like almost a minute of your 3 to 4 minute video of the getting your character Andrea to say "help, please."
oh yeah, the comedic that
That made
definitely
me laugh.
an editing choice. Of,
Yay!
Andrea's. Yeah,
Yeah.
she definitely made that choice to edit it that way.
And there'll be several more like comedic moments. That's the fun thing about a web series is we get to play a little bit more with the silliness.
You'll see the like as you watch on, you'll see the web series kind of flower into something kind of bigger as it goes on. Like, have you guys ever seen Scott Pilgrim versus the World?
Oh yeah.
Well, we've taken a little bit of inspiration as far as like the editing goes with that, because that's like one of my favorite movies when it comes to editing, and just it starts out very simple and it just turns into this movie that you would not expect it to be when you first started watching it. So we're kind of doing the same thing there, and I don't know, like our sound engineer Becca is been having a lot of fun with that. I just watched a few episodes. Andrea and I both watched a few episodes of that with some of her sound inserts, and they are just hysterical.
Yeah, so as the episodes come, they're going to get a little bit more quirkier and silly, and it's going to have like some more fun nods to the geeky video game world.
Fantastic. That's really exciting. I'm actually... That's one of my favorite movies because of the editing and the stuff that they do to make it feel comic booky in the real world.
Yeah.
So that's really exciting to hear that that's kind of the direction you guys are going.
Yeah, and that's kind of the direction
go ahead.
That's kind of my humor when it, like if you put geek humor into anything, like I'll be laughing at it over and over and over and over and over again. And with the pilot episode, I feel like we kind of wanted to keep it quick and concise and simple. And then as the episode continues and as we got more and more inspired to do different things, it changed. And it's I think it's turned out fantastic. It's great. I like it.
Good. Are they all going to be about 4 minutes, or are they going to get longer as the series goes on?
They actually get a hair longer because the first couple episodes is sort of just introducing characters. And then as the season goes, now we can like expand on plotline and relationships and stuff like that. So they do, I think, the first couple episodes are closer to the 5-minute range. They're like the first like 4 or 5 episodes, and then it gets closer to like 8 to 10 minutes.
Gotcha. That's great.
Yeah, so I mean,
I love an 8 to 10
really,
minute video. So that's perfect
yeah,
for me.
it's really hard to tell a story that short.
Right. Exactly. So it sounds like there's a lot of cool, geeky num-nums going on. What is there for your character, for Audra, and for you, Andrea?
Great question. We definitely. Why don't I have an answer for that?
No, it's all right.
Well, I mean,
You like beer. Andra likes beer. You like whiskey. Andra
Well,
likes whiskey.
yeah, there's a lot of drinking, a lot of eating. She basically eats in every episode, and it's not always pleasant eating. Most of the time, it's Cheetos or some form of Cheetos.
It's fair. Unpleasant eating. What the hell is
I know
that?
it's like in episode 2, she ends up mixing up like coffee grounds, Cheetos, and lemon.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and I drank that on set. It was disgusting. She has obsession with candy bars. So she's in episode 6, they go hiking and she brings candy bars for nourishment. What else? Yeah, so she's got a lot of food quirks. And there's a bonus episode. It's going to be a flashback of how the two characters met, and they meet on a bench, and Audra is eating Peeps, which I actually find absolutely disgusting.
Oh, yeah, they're
and
the worst.
Xander's character. Yeah, and
They're so gross. Why
they're
do
really
people
gross.
like those
Ooh,
things?
I don't know. And then Xander's character is eating fried chicken, and then Audra is walking a pet chicken, and she starts eating fried chicken and Peeps in front of the chicken. So, yeah.
Aw.
Funny because we actually had to be very.
We had to be careful.
Yeah, we had to be careful because if a chicken actually eats chicken, it starts to eat its own eggs. So we had to
Yeah.
be super careful on set with that.
None of the droppings the chicken ate.
I don't know if we actually used that for the actual footage of
Yeah.
it, but there's one where
There's
Andrea jokingly
tries to feed the chicken.
tried to feed the chicken, and I like broke acting moment, and I
He's like,
to
no, don't do that.
to save the chicken. I was like, nope, and
Oh, wow.
I think it was actually a take with it we used, didn't we?
Yeah, I think that made it in there.
Yeah, but
And then I think it's just like Audra's really just quirky, and the things that she likes or wants to do. I'm trying to think shoot, I had an answer for you. Oh, like she's not your pretty and pink Barbie doll. She wears clothes multiple days in a row. She, at one point in one of the episodes, is wearing Xander's boxers under a mini skirt because she hurriedly got ready to leave the house. There's one episode where she's sleeping and she's scratching her ass and snoring. So she's disgustingly, alluringly attractive, I guess, is what we were trying to create.
Gotcha.
We joke there's 2 times on set where Audra actually gets to look put together, and all the crew was joking when I showed up in set, looking with hair done and makeup done and a sexy dress, and they're like, "Whoa, what are we filming? Why are you dressed up?" So if that tells you anything, my character spends a lot of time in grossness.
Gotcha.
Which I'm not gross. I'm not usually, but I do.
sure.
But I do like to snack, so that's part of it. And drink. I like to drink.
Which I don't understand. I think my diet is actually a little bit better than yours.
Oh, your diet is... That's the funny thing. I'm probably the health nut, and I think Zach eats better than I do.
Yeah, most of the time I eat maybe chicken and broccoli or something, and
Andrea has hamburgers, French fries, and
she's 8 times more in shape because she actually exercises. I don't. Screw that.
Yeah, so that I am not like my character. I'm actually
I think the most exercise I got is when I walked 8 miles to go catch Pokemon.
Yeah. Yay for Zach.
Oh, good lord.
You and almost everyone.
my life.
Everybody went outside. It was like the Purge, except opposite. Instead of hiding inside, we all ran outside.
Yes,
The Walking Dead, the Pokemon Walking Dead.
that's exactly it.
Nailed it. So yeah, that's kind of how we're our characters.
Gotcha. That's fantastic.
You want to kind of give us an idea of the other cast or crew that you guys work
Yeah.
with?
Here, Zach, I've been doing most of the talking. You talk
No,
about the rest of the cast.
No, the ensemble that we got is fantastic. They're some of the funniest actors we ever found, and it's really fun to see the characters that Andrew has written come to life, and they've all done such a great job at it. And one of my favorite one of both Andrea and I's favorite characters is this the guy who plays him. His name is Jordan Nichols, and he did such a fantastic job. And the character's name is Jace. He runs the video game shop that Xander works at, and he's tepidly, loosely based off of an old boss that I had when I worked at GameStop all those years ago, and Jordan just freaking nailed it. The character's he thinks he's a womanizer, he thinks he's hot shit, but in reality, he's got Napoleon syndrome. He uses this because when I worked at GameStop, I had a boss who did this catchphrase called he wasn't a catchphrase. He tepidly said, "You know what I mean," all the time. So he'd be like, "Hey Zach, can you make sure that thing's all clean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean?" He said that every. I hated it with the fire of a thousand suns when he said it. Do we?
I feel like we do.
Yeah, but he was.
I'm that guy at work.
Are you?
Oh no, I swear, yeah. I tell everyone hey, I need to get this done, blah blah, and I always end it with, "Sound good? Got it?
Sound good? Sound good?
Got it.
Perfect."
I had one person actually point out to me. They listened to me on a podcast, and apparently one of my speech habits is when I don't know what else to say next, I end it with "so." And
Or the other thing that Zach does is when Zach's trying to explain to me geekism, it starts with "so basically."
oh yeah, I like you guys can't visually see it, but whenever I talk about something I'm kind of passionate about, it always starts out with my hands go straight up in the air, flanking my head, and I was like, so basically, it all started when when Anatar decided to make the ring, and and I just go on this huge tirade. But no, back to the guy named Will. He'd say, "You know what I mean," a lot, and it drove us insane. And I brought that up to Andrea, and she incorporated that into the lines, and just kind of the way Jace's general outlook on life is. So he and they're all caricatures. They're not going to be muted, because when you watch a lot of film, a lot of the characters are going to be muted, and a lot of people encourage that. When we did the audition process, we encouraged people to be out there with this characters, take it over the top. We have another character, Chase Mon. This guy named Chase Mon plays him, and what was his character's name? His name he was Todd, and
he's Todd, the CrossFit guy, basically.
Yeah, he's the guy you see at the gym who's pretty much done working out, but they're still working out.
The one who works out for himself in the mirror.
Yeah. They work they wear affliction shirts, puka shells, get bottle service at the clubs,
Right.
Those guys.
Yeah, so
the kind of people who shouldn't rightfully own property in the U.S.
Right, and so Chase plays them, and Chase is one of the cuddly teddy bear guys out there, and
if you met this guy, he's a giant sweetheart. He's nothing like that. He's just.
But
he's a large man.
Yeah, and he owns the douche, man. He kisses his muscles, and
he does the chest bounce.
He does the chest bounce, which we definitely included in it. And then we have we make fun of hipsters.
Mm-hmm.
So Audra's sister Beth is the exact opposite of her. Her life is together. She has kids. She's married. She has a home in the suburbs. She's perfectly bubbly and blonde. And it's she's also a local improver here in Salt Lake, and so
Kylie Wood,
and she's freaking hilarious. And so she's that happy opposite to Audra. And then we have Kyle Larson, playing Calvin, who is her husband, who is the king hipster, has a man bun, wears
sips his coffee disdainfully.
Yes, he everything that could be hipster, and he has a entourage of hipsters that show up in a couple episodes, which is fun to play with.
Troy.
And then there's Troy. He plays Kyle Bones, which is Xander's colleague or coworker at the store, and he's basically a high-functioning pothead. And seems to have life so much better together than Xander, even though he's high all the time.
Yeah, there wasn't a day on set when Troy was on set where we weren't laughing our asses off. He was just ridiculous.
So it's actually been fun because a lot of the characters are improvers, which is funny because it scares me to death.
We're actually called improvisers.
You know what? Fuck you, Zach. Anyway, so they're improvisors.
Thank you.
And so being on set is just a bunch of laughter and fun, and that was kind of what we wanted from the very beginning because we were tired of crying and being serious.
Seen balls, take shaft.
Yes, exactly.
That happened. That was something Troy did because our Slate person had to leave early on set, and so Troy, the guy who played the Bones character, showed up. He's like, I'll work Slate for a bit, and Troy's also an animator. He's an artist. He can draw very well. So downtime while we're doing a setup for a shot, he took the time to do this, and so he drew a picture on the back of it, and he goes to do the slate, and he turns the slate around, and it's a very, very detailed drawing of a dick.
You mean a mean person?
No, I mean like a human like male genitalia.
Like a penis.
And it's like incredibly detailed, and he does scene balls, take shaft, click, and. We had to stop for like a good. We could not stop we couldn't go for 20 minutes because it was just like ridiculously too funny.
Yeah, so there's a lot of fun on set. We have a good time.
Yeah.
That makes me laugh. Is any of this in the behind the scenes videos you guys have up?
Yeah, you guys should watch some of the behind the scenes. There's a lot of silliness in the BTS.
Perfect.
Awesome.
So I absolutely hate cutting this short, but we're getting towards the end of the show.
Aww, that is sad.
I know, right? It's like, and here's the thing, and I don't want you to be like upset with me. It's not me. It's people above me who like tell me that they don't want to have the hour and 45-minute 2-hour shows anymore and stuff like that. So, but I would love for you guys to come back on if you like.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
We'd love to come back on.
Thank you. That's awesome. That's so good to hear.
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys are so much fun to talk to, and like, I definitely want to get you guys back on, talk a lot more about your show, and just talk, just in general. It could be about video games or non-video games.
About
we could talk about sports ball or hoopsie basket.
Hoopsie baskets. We definitely talk about that.
Then that's when Zach sits in the corner quiet and Andrea gets to participate.
No, I know things. LeBert and James won, and and Portugal won the footsie nets.
Yes, this is how the conversation would go.
Yeah, well,
I do sports ball. It's all right.
I'm so glad I'm not the only one who loves the sports ball.
Sports ball. Do the thing. Win the points.
It's weird because we've had I think we have 2 episodes that were sports related. We're talking about the beginning of baseball. Actually, I think it was just one. I think we had like one sports episode here, and it was the only time where like Joey and Colin had like nothing.
Crickets from
yeah,
them?
it was the first time where like I spent the entire show like talking and like nothing from Joey or Colin.
That's hysterical.
Yeah, but real quick before we say goodbyes, I just want to share a quick story about something you brought up a little bit earlier about how during awkward pauses you say like so and stuff like that. It was either the first or second episode. I can't remember what it was. But we had like this bad computer glitch in our show. Basically, me and Colin record from one area where down in a country town, Pearson, Illinois, and Joey records from up in Chicago. Joey was talking. I can't remember the topic he was talking about, but obviously Joey being Joey has a vast knowledge of the topic. Well, something happened with our computer to where me and Colin could not talk. Like Joey cannot hear a word we were saying. So as the recording's going, like Joey would say something, I would stop to respond to it. It would be nothing, then he'd just keep on talking.
It's just because he couldn't hear.
Yeah, and it was.
That's actually really funny.
It was like that for about 10 or 12 minutes, and then they would get to a point where, like, Colin would try to say something, and Joey would just interrupt him with more facts until the point where...
Speaking of dicks.
Yeah, so Joey finally typed in there, like, are you guys still there? Because Joey thought we left.
Oh, and you guys are just trying to like be part of the conversation.
Yeah, and the amazing thing is because we send our shows down to our editor who lives down in Champaign, and we get to listen to the raw footage, and you could hear everyone talking. So you could hear me ask Joey a question, Joey not answer me and keep going on his own, or Colin trying to like oh yeah, no, that's real, and then Joey just butts in and just keeps on going. But like there was those moments like when there was a pause or a silence, Joe would be like, yeah, so this is what's going on, this is what's going on. Like, oh, that's awesome, Joey. So where's that happening? Yeah, so I mean, it's really it's like Joey. What? It's like,
I was like, come on, guys, I'm trying to let you talk, and you're not doing it. I can only talk for so long about whatever this topic was.
So you carried the show for the first like 12 episodes. There we go.
yeah, pretty much until we finally got it all figured out and it was all working. But like, I felt bad because I'm thinking like, here it is, second episode, and Joey's doing the entire show.
It's the Joey Show.
Starring me, I'm Joe.
This is the freaking Joey Show.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it wasn't perfect. Like, it was just. I mean, and Joey's amazing. I love it because I love having Joe on the show just because not only is he so knowledgeable, so knowledgeful, but he fills in those weird pauses that me and Colin have. And
yeah,
no, go ahead.
It's weird. It's weird. No, it's weird that I don't know, like with speech patterns, that kind of stuff just gets in your vernacular. I think we all do it in our own weird ways. Apparently, so is mine because somebody pointed out to me like on my I think I was like my old boss Clint, who I had to leave several voice messages like, "Hey Clint, so we're out of this, and I need to know if I'm approved to work tomorrow." So yeah. And then my boss Clint comes over, he's like, "Hey man, you he sounds just like this, but you say so a lot." I'm like, "Oh man, you're totally right." So. It's just like.
But
oh good.
But yeah, guys, thank you so much for coming on. It was a blast talking with you.
Thanks for having us.
Where can people find you and your tremendous web program?
YouAgainWebSeries.com, and find us on Patreon. Just look up You Again Web Series, and then stay tuned for in a couple weeks we'll have a Kickstarter, and you can help support us so we can pay our cast and crew, so we can all eat and drink. So we can drink.
Yeah, so we can all drink.
Mostly so we can drink.
Mostly so we can drink.
Mostly so Zach and I can drink.
Perfect. Well,
yeah.
Yeah, so when you get that Kickstarter up and running, just let us know, and we'll put it out there for everyone to find.
Yay! Thank you.
Much appreciated, guys. Much love.
Oh, absolutely. Not a problem. And, yeah, again, I definitely want to get you back on again. Hopefully sooner rather than later.
Hells yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
H to the Y.
Perfect. Well,
all right.
Well, thank you so much.
So,
cool. Thank you, guys.
Okay. Hey, Joe.
Yes.
Every Thursday, our listeners can catch Geek Cast Joe here on this freaking show. But where can they find you on Saturday?
On Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, you can find me over at the Geekcast Live podcast at gcl.ninja. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, SoundCloud, and iTunes by searching Geekcast Live.
Perfect. And like I've said 36 times before this, ladies and gentlemen, you can find us at thisfreakinshow.com, our website that has all the information you need to contact us, whether it be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or just through email if you want to contact us with any information you have, like promoting bands to play their music on our show. I cannot express how much I want to do this, how much I strive to do this, and I encourage you, if you know a local band that has a song that you think is absolutely amazing and everyone else needs to hear it, send it to us, and we will promote it within the show. Use the hashtag FreakinSaying on Twitter to get in contact with us if there's any questions or any comments or concerns you have about the show. Again, thank you to the web series, You Again Web Series, for coming on our show and spending time with us. It was absolutely amazing to get to know them. Congratulations to Colin for winning the alternative Disney movie contest. Woohoo! And congratulations to Joey for making it to Connecticut and back.
Thanks.
Safely.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, check us out on iTunes. Give us a 5-star review and tell us how much you love us. As always, I am Travesty.
I'm Awkward Colin.
And I'm Geek Cast Joe.
Thank you for listening to another episode of This Freaking Show. I'm out.